Welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going to be going over dashboards in Tableau. So dashboards let you show several different views together, and you can also filter between them. So it's pretty simple, but let's just get into it. So how you create a dashboard is you see these three buttons down below. This one creates a new worksheet, this one creates a dashboard. So if you go ahead and click that, it'll give you a dashboard. It'll by default just name it dashboard 1. If you double click here, you can change the name to whatever you want. And then just click out, and then that's what you get. So now you'll have the sheets on the left. So all you do is you click, hold, and drag into your sheet. So it's going to show them by default and fit entire view. If that's not what you want, then you can also pick standard, which will just size it the same way that you have it in your sheet, like here. You can also fit it to fit width. So in this case, it'll make sure that it goes the full width of the box that it's in. And then it'll have to scroll up or down if it takes more than the length of this. Consequently, you can also fit height. So in this case, it makes sure it goes from top to bottom, and then if it spills over the right side of here, there will be a scroll bar to scroll left and right. But let's just go and fit entire view for this right now. And then another thing you can do is pull in another one, and you can see where the gray is. That's where it's going to put it in relation to the ones you already have. So here it will be the left, here to be the top, here to the right, and here to the bottom. I'm just going to put it to the left here. Automatically, it'll pull in any filters or legends that you have showing in your thing. So let's actually show this region filter, and then we'll do that again, just to show you what I mean. So now I stick in here, and you can see it's imported that region filter that's showing, and also the legends that we're showing. I'm just going to get rid of this, so you just click on it, and if you click the X, you can get rid of that. And so I'm going to move this legend closer to the pie chart, since it is associated with the pie chart. So I can just click and drag, and what I want is kind of to be closer to this. So actually I'm going to select the floating option. So if you right click here, you can select floating. And now it's not specifically tied to the grid, so I can go ahead and drop it anywhere. You can even drop it over an existing chart. So I'll just put it like right here. And then the region filter, I'll just stick here next to it like that. So this filter works just as you would expect, but it's only going to apply to the chart that it was associated with. So if I go ahead and clear that, you'll see that the pie chart is gone. Now let's say I want to use this pie chart as a filter for, let's say, the line chart. There's a way you can do that, and that's to go to dashboards, go actions, add an action. So you've got a couple different options. We'll go over these two. Go to URL, just makes when you click on it, you can specify what URL website you want to go to. So we're going to do filter right now. So you see we have source sheets and target sheets. So you can select actually from anything, but it applies to this dashboard that we're working on now. So we want to go filter from the pie chart to the sales by year. So we're going to only select the pie chart in the source sheets. And then the target sheet is going to be sales by year, because when we click on the pie chart, we want the filter to apply to the sales by year. So we've got a bunch of different actions here. The hover one's usually not very useful, because that's going to trigger that filter anytime you hover over something, which is going to probably confuse the users. I'm going to do select. So whenever someone selects, that's when it applies the filter. And then clearing the selection, I'm just going to show you how that works and what the different options do, because it's easier to explain once you see it. And then the target filters, so you can select the different fields that you want the filter to apply to, or it can be any sort of dimension that you click on. If you're working across different data sources, so if you had, say, an orders data source and let's say a returns data source and they were linked by the part number or something like that, you'd have to specify the specific fields, and you'd have to say which field equals that, what field in the other one. But in this case, I can just select all fields, and that'll be okay. So let's go ahead and click that, click that. So now when I click east, east is what applies. And then to clear that filter, I just go to the pie chart and click in some of the white space here, and then that clears the filter. And you can see everything came back, so it cleared all the filtering. If I go back to the options, that is because I selected show all values. If I do exclude all values, you're going to see what happens when I clear the filter. So I apply it. When I clear it, you see nothing because it's excluding all the values after the clearing of it. Now if I select all these, it'll apply the filter to show everything again. And then when I clear it, it shows nothing. So you usually don't want to exclude all filters. There are some cases where when you're showing the details, you only want to show the details on the selected things. So it will be used in that case. Leave the filter. So as it says, when I apply the filter and then I click in white space to clear the filter remains unless it's superseded by some other filter by my clicking. Alright, so those are those options. And then the menu option, I'll just go over briefly here. So menu, what happens, the filter's not applied when you click it. Instead, it gives you a little dialog box saying certain things about the data that you clicked on, and then it'll say the name of the filter here. I didn't give it a name, so by default it was just called filter 1. And then when you click on filter 1, then it applies the filter. So that's a little bit of a difference there. And I'm actually going to select. I'm going to go to actions. I'm going to delete this, remove this, because I'm going to show you what the highlight does. And actually I have to clear this, so I'm going to go to this sheet. So if you click on this, you can just go to sheet, and you'll see what happens when you do the action filters. It actually creates this filter here. If you ever need to clear the filter this way, you can just remove that from the filter shelf. And so I'm going to do actions, remove that, and then I'm going to do a highlight one. I'm going to do the same thing. And so now when I click this, it just highlights it instead of removing the other regions. So that's everything you need to know, kind of at a basic level, for creating dashboards in Tableau. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.